All right, well, it's my pleasure to welcome everybody to the 41st Annual World Series of Birding Awards Brunch. Thank you so much for coming. It's great to see such an incredible number of people here today, maybe the most we've ever had at Awards Brunch. I'm Brett Ewald, Director of New Jersey Audubon's Cape May Bird Observatory. And like I said, welcome. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce Alex Ireland, New Jersey Audubon's President and CEO. Say a few words.
Awesome. Cool. All right, can everybody hear me? Sweet. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Before I say anything, I want to start with saying Happy Mother's Day. Let's have a round. You know, what always strikes me, mothers, caregivers, it comes from a place of love, and it's looking forward to the future. I think that the entire world owes a debt of gratitude, and it's that passion, it's that forward-looking, leading from the heart that we are here to inspire. That's what we do. We exist as New Jersey Audubon to try to help to connect people with nature. We are here to do that work. We are here for you. You make this possible. So please give yourselves one more round of applause. You know, I spend a lot of time thinking about the conservation landscape of New Jersey and why our work matters so much right here. I'm sure you all realize we are the most densely populated state in the nation. We are facing full build-out, where every parcel of land is accounted for by 2050. That land matters, that habitat matters, because we also sit right here at the crossroads of migration, right? You all yesterday were engaged in this fascinating, competitive, exciting, memorable event to get out and celebrate migration, right? To see species that move through, rely on this landscape, and have a lot of fun and connect with one another in the process. That's work, that's excitement, that's joy. I spend a lot of time speaking with people and trying to leave them more impassioned about nature than when I met them. We all have competing priorities, that's hard. Sometimes that's really hard work, but it's not here. Right here, I feel joy. I look at each of you and I feel really confident that there are several hundred people in this room who are going to go forth and make the world better. Connect people in a world where nature and people thrive together. And it makes me feel good. I look out, I look at your faces, and I feel like we're in a good spot. So the World Series of Birding, right? We've been doing this for over 40 years. Lots of folks are trying to copy this, but this is the New Jersey Audubon World Series of Birding. So this year, here's why I have this crumpled up hunk of paper to get this about right. So we have over 500 people participating in one way or another, right? We have 100 teams, which I'm pretty sure that's a record. Fair statement? Fair statement? All right. And what makes me the most excited is we have more youth teams than ever. When I am out there and I see junior naturalists emerging into the world, connecting, seeing birds, seeing plants, seeing the connection, and the smiles, it warms my heart. There is nothing that this planet needs more than that, and I am so proud of every single one of you. So thank you. Thank you for that. All right, we have loads of sponsors and supporters. We could not continue and do this work without you. Brett is going to go into the details of that. I want to give a blanket thank you to everyone who keeps us going day in and day out. And before I hand it over to Brett, I'm going to leave you all with a call of action. These faces make me happy. I want to see twice as many next year. Plan right now. Plan to come back. Think about your friends. Think about your network. Who can you bring in to do this work with us? Because it's your spheres of influence that actually matter more than anything. talk about your experience, engage folks. You know, go look at a prairie warbler with someone. It might change their lives. So thank you, thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Alex. It's not tough to get inspiration when you have a great leader like that for the organization. So thank you, Alex. Before I jump into the thank yous, for how many of you was this your first World Series of birding? Put up your hands. Wow, that is incredible. That is great to see. How many have done it at least 2 years? Now keep your hands up as I go. 5 years? 10 years? 20 years? 30? Anybody 40? All right. That's great. Thank you for all those who have stuck with this competition, this event, for all these years. And just think, if you've been raising money every one of those years for New Jersey Audubon or another conservation organization, again, that's one of the things that makes the World Series of Birding so unique, is that other organizations are allowed to raise money for conservation as well. Just think of over those years, the cumulative dollars that you have raised for conservation for birds, and that makes a huge difference. All right, lots to run through in thank yous, but we'll get through it. And then we'll get to the awards and the fun thank yous and follow-up descriptions. We could not have done this event without the financial support provided by our major sponsors, notably Zeiss Optics. We happen to have a rep here for Zeiss, Catherine Hamilton. If she would stand up, please. So Catherine not only participated on the Wandering Tattlers, but she's also responsible for the incredible artwork done on the t-shirts. So thank you, Catherine, for that. And she'll be around afterwards to sign shirts if anybody wants an official autograph. Also need to thank our other major sponsors, Wake Fern ShopRite, Atlantic City Electric, Exelon. We had team sponsors including Ray Financial, DSM, Firmenich, Vortex, Ernst Seeds, the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, and PSE&G. This is not only the, yeah, please. This is not only the largest fundraiser for New Jersey Audubon, thanks to many of the teams present here today, but as I said, other organizations are also able to raise conservation funds. I want to thank all of you for already raising, when I did check, over $170,000 this year, with more to come. So that's just the start of what we're raising through this, what you're raising through this. I want to thank not only all the team members, but all the mentors, family members, especially the moms, whose day this happens to be on many years, and also the friends that supported the teams competing in the field. I want to recognize the non-staff team that raised the most money last year, over $10,000, and that was the Montclair Broadwings. So again, incredible amount for a non-staff team. I want to thank the Grand Hotel, and please thank all these people running around and making it easy for us. The Cape May Point Science Center for hosting the finish line, Westside Market for some of the food that was there, Brothers Pizza as well, STVP for recording the brunch, there in the back, looking very serious behind that camera. Yeah, we got a smile out of them. And anybody who supported the team in any way. I want to thank the staff in New Jersey Audubon who are so committed to this event. Notably Chris Neff and Communications and Development staff, Karen Sharp right down here in front, and of course the heart and soul of the New Jersey Audubon Special Events. I want to thank Lillian Armstrong, our Special Events Director, and Shannon DeAngelis, our Special Event Assistant. Stand up, Shannon, come on. I also want to thank all the volunteers. And there's so much that we do throughout the year that we can't do without the incredible number, hundreds of volunteers and thousands of volunteer hours that are put in. So thank you for all of that. A couple just little notes. T-shirts are still available over on the table. If you pre-ordered one, please pick it up. If you didn't, you can still purchase. I highly recommend you do that. Another little thing to notice, you may have noticed some of these little sheets that have been around. So just happen to be having our spring festival next weekend. And part of that is a sweepstakes, which includes a stay in Cape May, visits to restaurants. Buy a ticket. If you don't already live here, it's a great chance to do it for just a small amount. Buy 2 tickets, buy 10 tickets. You want that sweepstakes. And I know Alex already said it, but again, I want to thank all the moms. I want to thank my mom personally for helping me be where I am. She happens to be having health issues right now, but I'll give her a call later. But thank you, all the moms who obviously are the reason we are here. So please, another thank you to the moms. And then now on to the awards. So we got a little bit to run through in terms of all the awards. So I'll try and keep to it and not make any mistakes. If I mispronounce a name, bear with me. We're going to recognize the teams with the most species in each category. Please, let's give a hearty round of applause to the runners-up. We ask that each of the category winners have one spokesperson when you come up here, and try and keep it to just a couple minutes. We do have a lot of awards and a lot of people to go through. Then we'll go back around afterwards to all the teams and give them a chance to tell a little bit about their day. Again, only a couple minutes. Lillian has her cowbell handy in case we need to let you know you're going on too long. So we're going to start with the Zeiss Youth Division and work our way up from there. First, raise your hand if you've ever been a youth team mentor. Look at them all out here, yeah. So thank you. Now you raise your hands if you've been a youth team driver. So that could be one of the most challenging things. So, okay, great. Again, thanks to Carl Zeiss Optics for sponsoring the youth division and many other of our Audubon programs throughout the year. All right, we're going to start with the Kids Carbon Free Challenge. Again, for those who don't know the Carbon Free, you're not driving around in a car, taking it easy between stops. This is all either walking, riding a bike, so a lot of effort goes into this. And for the Division D, the Kids Carbon Free Challenge, the winners are the YMOS Red Boss Bills with 148 species. Down there to take a picture with the award. Who wants to be the spokesperson?
So hi everyone, we are the YMOS Red Boss Bills. I'm Nara.
Cassidy.
Time.
I'm Caleb. Aton.
Molly.
So as you know, we are a carbon-free team, and yesterday we biked around 34 miles, and we got a total of 148 species. So I would just like to start off. What?
You look worried, Louise.
I would just like to start off with our highlights. And so at 2 Mile in the morning, we got marbled godwit and long-billed dowitcher. That was before we even got any yellow legs, which is really weird. I said yellow legs. And we also were able to get hooded warbler at a new location, which is a first for the carbon-free teams. And it wouldn't be World Series if you didn't miss a really obvious bird. And the bird that we missed this year was Phoebe. Yeah, and wood thrush. That's kind of hard. And I would also, another thing that I love about the World Series of Birding is the other teams that you get to meet along the way. So I'd like to say another hi to anyone we met, and thanks for, and thanks for talking to us and sharing your experiences. So I think that everyone would agree with me that the World Series is based off of skill and luck, a lot of luck. And I think that this year we are very lucky for the bird gods. This year was really amazing, and there were warblers just falling off the trees. I don't know. Yeah, everything's calling and stuff. Yeah, and then we would also we were very lucky for the weather this year because it was raining for the past 2 years, and I mean it's raining today. It was raining for almost all of scouting, and the big day was just like the clouds parted and everything was sunny. We are also very lucky to have Mr. George Radcliffe, who supported all of us in our birding journey. We are also very lucky to have all of our parents and our mentors. Big shout out to those two for being our adults. Yep, and parents for bringing us food and bringing us unlimited snacks. Yeah. And then lastly, we are very lucky to have New Jersey Audubon for hosting this event and giving us this space and this stage, to share our voice. And we are very grateful and happy to be part of this wonderful community, and we hope to be back next year.
Come down here and take a picture. Okay, next up is Division A, which is grades 1 to 5. In second place, we have the YMOS Snap Grackle Pop at 142 species. And in first place, the YMOS The Empire Strikes Back with 144 species.
Hello, everybody. I am Leo Prohopto, and this is my team. We're the Empire Strikes Back. So this is Ethan, and this is Kevin, and we got 144 species yesterday. So our highlights were... So some of our highlights were on our first 2 scouting days, we did not find any turkeys at all whatsoever, and then on the big day, they just randomly appeared, and we got like 15 of them. And one appeared right next to a bobcat. So kind of on a sentimental note. So, because migration can be hard on all birds. So when we were at the Cape May Bird Observatory, so we went to the blind, and you know how there's a pond in front of there? So you were looking at the warblers, and there was a black-throated green warbler in the pond. It couldn't get out. It drowned. It just it was that one black-throated green warbler that we saw that day. So he wanted to mention it. Okay, so, yeah. Also, a big thanks to our mentor, George Radcliffe, for helping us. And all the people at Coral Avenue Sea Watch. They helped us with birds like pelican and merlin. So, yeah. And then my dad, the driver, he's somewhere. and then the parents. Yeah. Wait, no, we had one more highlight.
And as the other team, the Carmen Free team, what Red Boss Bill said, it wouldn't be World Series without missing a common bird. That ended up being white-breasted nuthatch.
So it was kind of sad because I saw one and nobody else did. So, yeah. We made up with 2 long-tailed ducks in the Coast Guard ponds, though, so. Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Division C, grades 9 through 12, the Pete Dunn Future Leaders in Birding Award. In second place, the YMOS Scarlet Teenagers with 189 species. And in first place, the Pete Dunlins with 194 species. That's all right. We're going to do this one, and then we're going to... Yeah, we're good.
Hi. Thank you to the World Series of Birding organizers for making an amazing day for everyone here. Thank you especially to Andrew, our mentor, on the Cornell Redheads full state team, and his mentor, Ben, for our line of mentors for incredible help, guidance, and mentorship along the way. Thank you, Merrill, for being an amazing help at driving and guiding our team towards victory and making it run so smooth. Thank you to our parents for supporting us throughout the journey and supporting our passions, and it was incredible to see our hard work pay off in such a good way.
For us, this World Series was a perfect example of when things don't go as planned. Sometimes it can give you an advantage. When Cooser Bog was closed, we spent an extra hour cracking down on all the warblers and getting a near northern warbler sweep while staying on schedule. Great weather conditions helped us pick up almost all raptors, and also trying to recover from a wrong turn helped us get a few new species like pileated woodpecker and others while we were dipping on.
This was our first full state route. We also added 2 new team members this year that brought us lots of skill and experience to the table, Zaid and Anaga. Tons of scouting and preparation aided us in piecing together the winning number. One of my biggest highlights was convincing my team to take the big risk of driving off course to the court, which helped us get 10 new species, and and was one of the biggest reasons we won.
Another highlight was when we were at Brig and we saw 4 American bitter flying right over our head.
Something funny during the day was being the only girl team member in a car full of crazy sugar high boys.
Lastly, I can't believe we missed Cedar Waxwing. We were looking all over for it, and it was just nowhere. And by the way, my name's Jack.
Otis.
I'm Zaid.
I'm Managa.
And we had one more team member that couldn't make it, Sai. So thank you.
Okay, now Division B, grades 6 to 8. And in second place, the YMOS Turn of Events with 153 species. And the winners, the YMOS No Regrets with 190 species. Great total.
So, our time at the World Series was kind of tumultuous in the beginning, with Turkey Point being flooded out. Couldn't even get there. So we wasted an additional 45 minutes on a missed navigation to Tyler Road. So we didn't really start birding until 3:45 a.m. Yeah. Then everything picked up. The fallout was amazing. There were migratory birds everywhere. And our new route that we spent hours planning paid off well. We got swallowtail kite, which was probably our best bird. And our big miss was 2 of them, actually, red-shouldered hawk and red knot. I'd like to thank George again. I'd like to thank all the parents, New Jersey Audubon, and everyone who we met during the World Series. Thank you.
All right, now on to level 1, the Bird Conservation Challenge, and the first category is the Big Stay Award. So in second place, we have the Incomplete Checklist with 93 species. And in first place, we have the Spring Watch Swifts with 111 species. The adults are always the most bashful.
Good morning. So my name's Tom Reed. I'm the Migration Count Coordinator here at New Jersey Audubon's Cape May Bird Observatory. Standing with me today are our wonderful Spring Watch technicians, Jack McDonough and Aaron Reb. Yeah. The Spring Watch project has been around now officially, this is actually the 6th year that it's been fully funded. It has existed in some fashion for about, 15 years or so now. It is one of the only spring migration monitoring projects that exists along the East Coast. It operates every single morning, March, April, and May, starting at sunrise and running for 6 hours every single day. These guys know that very well at this point. The rest of our team this year included Vince Alaya and Barb Bassett, two really dedicated volunteers who help us with the project a lot, and Harrison Hepding, who was one of our technicians from last year. I do want to just say something very briefly. It's amazing to come up here anymore, look out, and see so many young faces. When I started doing this in 2000, it was us and one other youth team. So it's a huge difference these days. Both of these guys came up in young birder programs that included the World Series of Birding. You can see, I don't know if they regret that or not, but are taking on fieldwork projects like the Spring Watch. So I do think that these programs, the folks that are running these young birder programs, this is really important stuff. Thank you very much. And you are setting the pace, you are setting the stage for more guys like these, more gals hopefully as well, to get into the migration monitoring work. We really do appreciate that. I have a few more thank yous. The Borough of Cape May Point allows us to occupy that platform that I think about 300 of you visited yesterday. So we do appreciate that. Larry and Judy Winnie continue to support the project every single year. We cannot continue the project without their support. We benefited immensely from COA Sporting Optics. Their corporate support this year also made the project possible, and we've been really enjoying the telescopes up there. The High Dune Baking Company, for anybody who visited the platform yesterday, you may have enjoyed some of the sticky buns. I apologize. Yeah, it's good stuff, right? I apologize to the parents of all the youth teams for the mess that probably resulted afterward. Thanks to everybody who sponsored us along the way. I think we've made about $5,000 in World Series donations this year. And thanks, of course, to everybody who stopped by during the day. So I think that was a record for us, about 300 people. So we definitely put birds on our list all morning, but for anyone who's done a big sit, you know that by the afternoon, you don't see too much anymore. And so the constant cycling of new teams through the day gives us an opportunity to start over and look for new birds every time somebody else shows up. So it's a ton of fun for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. And I'm going to say this real briefly at the end. We dedicated this season to my friend, our friend, Tom Johnson. And he contributed an awful lot, not just to the Spring Watch, but to all of our migration counts here. We'll be forever grateful for him. And there aren't words to describe what he means to me and us and so many people here. But we miss him a lot, and we're going to keep carrying on in his name. So, thank you.
So I'll just quickly take this moment to thank Tom for all that he does. And again, a sure sign that what we're doing here is working. I should say Tom Reed. As you notice, I'm also missing Tom Johnson today. But for all that Tom Reed has done and is showing that what you're doing here is working, coming up through the programs and becoming those leaders for the next generation of conservationists. So. Next up is the LGA Awards, and this is where teams can compete in different categories, and it's based on a PAR system. So in third place, I got to make sure I got this right here, the Middlesex Merlins at 86.5% of PAR. Round of applause, please. In second place, the Ridge Valley Renegades at 87.1% of par. And in first place, the Burden with Glorious Purpose at 91.5%, who are raising money for the Hartshorn Arboretum. So congratulations. Okay. Do we have anybody? They're not here. Okay. Then we'll move on to the next category, which is the Cape May County Award, which had 8 teams vying for it. In third place, we have the Cornell Redheads at 148 species. In second place, we have the Momlets Plus 2 at 149 species. And in first place, Zen Zugenru with 175 species.
What were they doing just standing there? Actually, it was screamed in the night. What were they doing just standing there? These kids rode by us on bikes at about 1 a.m. and they approached our car, wondering why it was parked on that bridge. And we were standing on the opposite side of it, and one kid was riding on the back of another kid's bike. There was another guy on his own bike, but the kid on the back of the first bike jumped off so abruptly. Somehow it caused the kid to pop a wheelie. And literally, I couldn't believe he didn't fall down. They were riding down the middle of the road. They both bikes freaked out. The guy that jumped off ran away, and then they yelled that back, "What were they doing just standing there?" And we just laughed and laughed and laughed. And I know how intimidating we look, but at night we look that much more intimidating. Well, good afternoon, good morning, whatever this is now. We're Team Zen Zugenru. We've been here a little while. We started in 1994. Let's see. And this year we added a very esteemed member, Mr. Michael O'Brien, my personal birding hero and mentor of many years, if he'll accept that. And so it was a real pleasure to spend 24 hours birding with the Michael O'Brien of birding, as I call him. We also have Tate Johansson, longtime member, 18 years, I think, only. But yeah, anyway. And then 19, excuse me, 19. Sam Gaelick's not with us. He's our junior member, other than Michael. Thanks for the cameo this year, Michael. We hope you'll come back. Sam Gaelick's not here today because he's got a baby. And Glenn and I don't, but we do love each other. And I'll turn it over to Glenn Davis to recount some part of our day.
We had a good one. It was really a special day. We're feeling the pains. We were missing Cedar Waxwing till 6 p.m. I think that was our biggest freak out of our own when we were in the car and had it calling, just kind of taking a circuitous route, hoping to stay in waxwing habitat. Stay in waxwing habitat. We can't get out of waxwing habitat until we get one because we don't know it could be anywhere. And getting that was one of our eruptions of joy for our 31st World Series. Yeah, again, thanks to Dave and a whole team, and it was great. And obviously, it was a special one, but also missing Tom Johnson as well for our time on the team was something to reflect on, and I'm glad we can all get together and do this and all the great events in Cape May and everywhere with birding to remember his great spirit and legacy. So.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Glenn. I was worried I might be the person that cried up here today, but I figured I'd start with a joke, and that kept me happy. Anyway, guys, I do want to say thank you to New Jersey Audubon, CMBO, and everyone for putting this on for so many years, and I hope that this is as productive and enriching for everyone else as it has been for us most of our lives now. Thanks to everybody, and I will say, what I heard from, I think, the first award winner today was a great quote I'd like to end every speech with, which is, "We are grateful to be part of this community, and we hope to be back next year." Bird like Tom, thank you.
That team has held that trophy before.
Congrats, guys.
All right, on to the Cape Island Cup. And the winners are the Cornell Redheads with 94 species.
Hi guys. We're from Cornell University. It's finals season back up there, so we drove all the way down here in between finals. So thank you to our professors for moving our exams. The three of us, this is our first time in Cape May and our first World Series ever. I'm not really a birder, so we had no plan. We didn't do any homework beforehand. We kind of just came here for fun. So I'm really proud of how well we did for the species that we got. I was made aware that we are famous for taking a nap on the beach in front of the Sea Watch team and missing the parasitic Jaeger. Well, we went back after our nap and we got the Jaeger. The bird that, what is it, the easy bird that we missed, right? That's the category. We didn't get a goldfinch all day, and that was really sad. Thank you to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology for funding us, and Cornell and our professors again. Yeah. Thanks.
We're gonna take a picture. Now on to the carbon footprint challenge. In third place, we have the Cornell Redheads with 119 species. In second place, the Northern Sweat Owls with 127 species. And in first place, the ABA First Cycle Eagles with 152 species. Yeah, great total.
Hi, we're the ABA First Cycle Eagles. I'm Hannes, and this is Mason and Ronan. We're all part of the ABA team on the Fledgling magazine, which is the ABA's magazine for young birders, produced by young birders. So we had a great World Series. This is our first time as a team doing the World Series. We biked a lot. It was a very tiring day. We tallied it up by biking and walking. We did about 60 miles over the day. So the stairs were a little tricky. We had just an amazing day with lots of birds. Our bird of the day was the Northern Lights, though, definitely. That was spectacular outside Higbee. The other highlights were swallowtail kite and Mississippi kite, so thank you to the Coral Lab guys for pointing those out. And then, y'all got some lifers. Do you want to talk about your highlights?
Yeah, this was my first time in Cape May, so I picked up things like Mute Swan and Brant. I think my highlight yesterday, apart from the swallowtailed, was probably, I'm trying to think. We saw so many birds. I would say 3 long-tailed ducks out on Ocean Drive was pretty amazing.
And some of the highlights for me, I got my lifer king rail and swallowtail kite yesterday, so those are definitely highlights. But personally, I love when we biked out to 2 Mile to see all the shorebirds there, and that was quite a slog.
And then, of course, a big thank you to New Jersey Audubon for putting on this awesome event. This is my 4th time, so it's just such a pleasure to be back. And thanks to the ABA for supporting our team and then all of the support they give for young birders around the country.
Up, Boundless Birding, which was formerly known as the statewide competition. So in third place, with 190 species, the Good Feathers, which takes the Stearns Award. Come on up. You get to accept the Stearns Award up here. Are the Good Feathers here? Come on up.
All right. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you so much for a great event. I know that all of us on this team have done this event before, and we've really enjoyed it. And we had a great day yesterday. Should I mention your? We really fought through some extenuating circumstances, a sprained ankle, but we were all good team players and had a really fun time with the route. Anyone else want to say anything? Okay, thanks.
Hopefully someday we'll have this competition kind of like tennis where you can just, in between stops, call in the medical team. They'll come in, give you a rub down or whatever. Well, in tennis, they do it for the most minor things, so. So in second place for the boundless birding is the VAMs. So I didn't want to make it VAMS. The VAMs with 205 species. And they are accepting the Stone Award for second place.
Hey everyone, we are the VAMs. I'm Andrew. This is Will, Ryan, Ben, and David. And yeah, this is our first year together as a team and actually our first time all birding together. So that was very interesting, but we had a really, really fun day. And as people mentioned, the aurora was awesome. That was really, really cool at night. But we also had a lot of unexpected highlights too. Like we stopped at one of our stakeouts and a mourning warbler just started singing, which was incredible. We had a freak junco that just showed up in a chipping sparrow flock, which was also really, really cool. But yeah, also I'd like to thank my teammates because we really had an incredible team. And I think one of the things that brings us all together is we have a passion for migration and observing migrants. And that's where our name comes from, is the VAMS is visual of active migrant. And that was a little bit of terminology coined by the late Tom Johnson when he started observing migrants going overhead with flashlights and thermal scopes. But yeah, I think Tom was someone that meant a lot to all of us as someone who helped kind of grow youth birding, and he spent a lot of time, it didn't matter who you were. He would give you the time of day, and he saw people passionate about migration, and he would help people just try to grow that passion. So you could see all of us are relatively young people, and mentors like that mean a lot to us. So another theme that's been talked about a lot here is the youth mentorship and the growth of youth birding. So I just wanted to thank all of the youth mentors and parents and everyone out there that is helping to grow birding, as it means a lot to all of us. So thank you all. We had a wonderful day.
Slight delay there. And finally, in first place, we have a tie. Yeah, so with 213 species, the Cornell Redheads and the MOS Frequent Flyers. And yes, you heard that right, 213 species.
Thank you. We're really happy to be up here with the Cornell team. We want to thank the Maryland Ornithological Society for sponsoring us this year. And I also want to thank George Radcliffe. We're all alumni of the YMOS Youth Birding Group, and George helped us set this up with the MOS this year. So thank you, George. And we had a really fun time this year. I think we've all done it a few years now, and this year might have been the year when we had to explain ourselves to the most people during the day. We had a number of homeowners come out of their houses when we were looking nearby at birds. We had one hummingbird feeder in the north that was right next to the front door of someone's house, and as soon as we pulled up, they came out and looked at us, and we kind of looked at them, looked to the feeder, and realized that was not a very convincing explanation why we were there. But yeah, a lot of good birds, a few bad misses, but really fun as always.
Hi, we're the Cornell Redheads.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Lucy.
I'm Amaya.
I'm Matthew.
And I'm Andrew.
We'd just like to start off by thanking New Jersey Audubon for hosting this event. This is my second year doing it, and it's just been fantastic, so we're really excited to be here again. And then I'd also like to thank Cornell Lab of Ornithology for funding us, and then I'd also like to thank Cornell University. Yeah, we also have finals, so so glad to be here. I'm super excited. Yeah, thank you.
So I want to start off by thanking some of our amazing mentors, Tom Reed, Ben Barkley, Luke Seitz, Maley Waters, and Brendan Fogarty, who were just amazing role models and amazing supporters and showing us the right way to do like a full state World Series and just have an amazing day. I would also like to thank you guys, because we've been competing with you guys for years, and I think we've had a lot of fun, and we've really looked up to you guys. So being able to share this stage and compete with you guys was a lot of fun, so thank you. And lastly, I would like to thank my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Meryl Pedio, for picking up the slack when I couldn't and mentoring my youth team and driving them around and being an amazing mentor for them on the day. So thank you.
When I came down here last year for the first time that I competed, I was pretty amazed at the sense of community and kindness here at this event, both from the World Series community in general, but especially from the Cornell Redhead alumni and the Cornell Redhead undergraduates. All the people that participate, Luke, Ben, Brendan, and of course Tom Johnson, that it really made a big impact on us who come down here every year for the World Series and for fall break, and on our club. And that sense of community is something that I was amazed by again this year, and that I think was more incredible to me than the birding. And I want to give a special shout out to the Swift Watch, or the Spring Watch Swifts at Coral and the ambassador team at Cooks, who helped us get on some birds that we really needed. So thank you guys, we really appreciate it.
And I'd like to tell a little story about our best bird of the day, which, believe it or not, was belted kingfisher. So we were coming out of the north discussing our very few misses, and one of them was Becky. And we were talking about how we could just never pin down a spot. Except then Hannah says, well, one time we were driving down the highway, and I saw this mound of dirt, and I think I saw a kingfisher nest in it. So we're like, where was this mound of dirt? And well, Hannah didn't know. It could be anywhere in the state of New Jersey. There was a mound of dirt on the side of a highway. And so we're like, well, we're never going to find that. And then not seconds later, Hannah points out the front of the car, and she's like, that's it. That's the mound of dirt. And so we're driving like 70 through this construction zone, and we're like still doubtful we're going to even see this kingfisher. But right as we pass by the mound of dirt, not one, but two kingfishers fly out of the cavity. They perch next to the highway. Everyone on the team gets on them, and we're elated. We're screaming incoherently for like 2 minutes. And I think that really just exemplifies the incredible luck and the good times we had yesterday.
Yeah, and I really wanted to shout out my whole team here. We really had a really great time yesterday. We were laughing so hard, especially like on the longer drives. Like literally, like lost our voices from laughing in the car. We were just really enjoying it. We got to Brig late in the day when we were all starting to get tired and just like downed Red Bulls before driving through there. It was a really, really good time. I had a lot of fun, and honestly, one of the highlights of the entire sophomore year for me. So.
Before we get to the going around and letting the teams who haven't spoken already recap their day for a couple minutes, just a couple other things I want to mention. One thing, it's so nice to hear about programs like Cornell, where it's a continuing thing, and those who started it younger are continuing on that process. And so programs like that, and then there's a name you've heard a couple times already today, George Radcliffe, and the YMOS. And it just shows how one person or one program can be life-changing. This is going to change many of these people's lives out here, and it's having an impact on ours. So thank you, George, and all the programs that are fostering this excitement. So, once again, I would like to thank the Grand Hotel for all that they're doing, and I don't see too many of the staff at the moment, but if you pass them again, please give them another thank you. So how we want to do this? Just start at one end and go from... Testing, testing. Tell who you are, maybe a couple highlights of your day. But not more than 2 minutes. Oh, and just one other thing, because I know some people like to drift away and stuff. Next year, 42nd World Series of Birding, May 10th. Put it on your calendars now.
Hey, I'll start us to get us going. Hey, everyone. I'm Rich Caulfield. I'm the current chair of New Jersey Audubon. And I'm the proud captain of the Wandering Tattlers. The Tattlers are a team of New Jersey Audubon board members, senior staff, family, and friends. as our name suggests, we have widely varying birding skills, and I would say that the average can be questionable at times, okay? Yesterday was such a wonderful example of why we do what we do and what it takes to succeed. The Tattlers, which is a dynasty now, we have a great strategy of veterans, rookies, and ringers. Our veterans are people who have problems seeing, holding their binoculars still, and wear hearing aids to hear the birds. Okay? We had wonderful rookies, two of them right here, Gwyneth and Gideon. Okay, Allison's children. And then we had two granddaughters of my granddaughter and Mark Levy, who's a former chair of New Jersey Audubon, two 2-year-olds on the team this year. So that's what it takes, multi-generational teams. And then I want to thank, we have some wonderful ringers, which is how we beat our species record by 10. We got 173 with the help of Dale Rosselette, Kevin Carlson, Catherine here from Zeiss. And I want to see the hands of everybody that got a bird that they wouldn't have seen otherwise by going to the Spring Watch. Who did Tom Reed get birds for and his team? Thank you, Tom. I was there 3 times yesterday, okay? We're most proud of the fact that we beat our record for participants. We had 35 team members this year in 4 locations, and we beat our goal of $50,000 as of this morning, $50,000 and $58 for New Jersey Audubon. So thank you, everybody.
I'm Gabe. This is the rest of my team. This is Ben and Zelon. I want to shout out George again for putting together YMOS and helping us with the competition. The other 2 main people I want to shout out are Aaron Graham and my grandfather for driving us around for 24 hours yesterday. That was a long day. And we just put together some birds and had a great day.
Yeah, this was our first time competing in the World Series, and so it was a lot of fun. And I think there's definitely, as everyone said, a fair amount of birds that we missed. But yeah, it was for a first run. I think 190 species was pretty good, and we're looking forward to next year. So, yeah.
I'm Guy Moody, and I'm a member of the Spectacled Screen Thrashers, which is captained by Lillian. Give her a big hand. Lillian can only bird half the day with us because she birds for a few hours and then she comes and works like crazy. Until this year, we all were spectacled. We've put a couple of ringers on the team this year who do not wear spectacles, and it paid off because even though we are a non-competitive team, we did have a little competition going on with the Tattlers. We beat them by 1 bird, 174 to their 173. A nighthawk, thanks to our son, one of the non-spectacled birders who got that bird for us. Thank you. And wait, one more thing. The most important thing, though, is that we raised money for New Jersey Audubon Cape May Bird Observatory, and that we had a tremendous amount of fun birding with the Tattlers, around the Tattlers, and all you great birders out here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick, and this is my wonderful team, Allison, Cooper, Riley, and River. On behalf of the Cornell Cape May County team, we would like to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. Thank you to all the wonderful mothers out there, especially to the most wonderful mother of all, Mother Nature, for those northern lights, all those amazing birds we got, except for great blue heron. We'll get them next year. Oh, y'all got it? Wonderful. But anyway, have a wonderful rest of your year.
Hi, I'm Jonah
Weaver. I'm part of the St. Vincent College Benedictine Ravens with Dr. Kellum, our professor, and Mike Asinger. This was my first time birding, I will say. I think a lot of ours as part of the St. Vincent College teams. I'd say two highlights of my day were all the people at Coral Avenue. I thought that was a lot of fun, interacting with different birders throughout the day. And I had a lot of fun with the shorebirds, since I'm from the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania and we don't get birds like that. So it was really interesting. I'm very disappointed that we didn't see a cedar waxwing, since we saw a whole bunch while scouting, but maybe next year. Did you want to say anything?
Hello, we are the Snap, Crackle, and Pop. You are Teddy. I'm Theo. I'm Colin. I'm Gavin. We missed some really common birds like turkey vulture or black vulture. We missed house wren. We missed great blue heron too. But a flying squirrel made up for all of it.
Hello, everybody. I'm part of the SVC Wimmer Waxwing team. And first, I just want to thank Ariane, our driver, and Dr. Kellum for bringing together the St. Vincent students and our love of birding together. And then one highlight from the day was after a really long day of birding, really long, we were driving to dinner and a black vulture just flew right in front of our car, and we've been looking for it all day, and that was really interesting.
So we are the Cape May Bird Observatory Century Run team, and we typically get about 140 birds on our trips. This year we had 226, and that's because we had a friend who was vacationing in Greece, and she was afraid she was going to miss the World Series. We said no need for that, so we had an alpine swift on our list, among other good birds. We also, probably no one remembers the name Alan Brady, but he was an old-time birder here, was in World Series for years and years, came in second on the first one and first on the second one. And his two daughters live in New Mexico and Colorado, respectively. And so we had things like Cason's Vireo on our list and American Dipper. On the bus itself, we had 140 species. And our excellent team that I want to thank here very much. And I'd also like to say that our worst miss of the day was when we had the swallow-tailed kite, and we were down the dune, and we couldn't see it or get up fast enough to see it, even though it was very, very close to us. And our last bird of the day was the common nighthawk that kind of swooped down over Coral Avenue and almost split our hair. And so I want to thank our wonderful team and New Jersey Audubon for doing this every year for so many good reasons.
Thanks, Kathy. And I need to thank Roger and Kathy Horn for all the work that they do to make the Century Run happen. So, and it was a great team and a fun day. Looking forward to next year.
Hi everyone. I'm Kristen. I'm part of the St. Vincent Bearcat Harriers. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Wilson over here for sponsoring our adventures and class that we have at our school for this trip. And then thank you to Dr. Kellum for taking us on this trip and accommodating everything, and to his stepdaughter Ariane here for accommodating. And we had a really good time yesterday. Lots of things were thrown at us that were unexpected. I do want to make it known that you should fill up your car before you start the competition, because the gas stations don't open till 5, and someone has to pump your gas. So that's a little inconvenient, but it's okay. We made it through. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Dwight. I mentored the Vortex Valiant Vultures, and we had a really great time. This is our first time at the World Series of Birding, and it was really awesome. We had a team of 6 students from 5 different schools in Pennsylvania and upstate New York. So this was our first time even getting together as a team when we met on Friday to do some scouting for a few hours. So we think we did really well considering all of that. So Stephen will tell a couple highlights.
At our second stop at 4:30 in the morning, we got out of our van and saw the northern lights. They're very impressive. And we got our first bird, the eastern whippoorwill, there after about 15 minutes of listening.
Josh will tell, we were at 139 species, and we were at the Ocean City Heronry, and our goal was 140, and there were black crowned night herons everywhere, but
There were no yellow crowned night herons. And so one flew in right at 8:30, and then we saw it and it flew away again.
so we got our 140 just before nightfall.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Aubrey Clark, and I'm a part of the Momlets Plus 2 team. These are my teammates, Miss Rhonda Toole, my mom, Melissa Clark, happy Mother's Day, and the amazing Mr. Jim Wilson. First, we want to thank Lillian and the New Jersey Audubon Society for putting this on. We had an amazing day yesterday, filled with cedar waxwings and great blue herons, which were a common miss apparently. We could have asked for a little warmer in the morning, but it's fine. Maybe next year it'll be perfect weather for birding. We had some veeries that were right in front of us, which was awesome to see, and two prothonotary like fighting over Sunset Bridge. But the birds we were most excited about was the common birds that are hard to find, like turkeys. Driving down the road and seeing one right after Mr. Wilson said, "We need to find a turkey." And there it was, right in the middle of the field, and everyone's yelling, "Turkey, turkey, turkey." And the pigeon that were hard to find for us, as we're driving down the road, there's a pigeon, and I yell, "Pigeon!" And good thing we were stopped. And thank you, Mr. Wilson, for teaching me all of the amazing birds I know. And I'm thankful for all those years on the youth team, but now I'm old enough to fight you on those birds that you would have told me otherwise that I wouldn't have gotten, like the ring-billed gull having yellow legs and not pink. So thank you, and I hope to see everyone here again next year.
I'm Brian. I'm with the Cornell Redheads biking team, which is Sophia, Grace, Lorena, and Santi. And we had a really great day. I was a little nervous because at one point we were an hour in. We had 0 birds, but we'd already repaired our bikes twice. And I was like, oh no, this is going to continue for the rest of the day. But we decided that if we just ignored the funny sounds our bikes were making, it would be fine, and that actually worked. So then we had a really great day for the rest of the day.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad we weren't the only ones that missed the great blue herons, so that's a relief. But I am the captain of the Lost Lunatics with my mom, Miss Deb Lenchner. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. And my girlfriend, Cam Carter, who I got into birding 2 years ago, and I said, we're doing the World Series in 24, so get ready. I'd really like to thank Mr. Jim Wilson. I was one of his youths 15 years ago is when I started, and I had to take a break for about 10 years with school getting in the way of everything, but this is my first competition back since 2015, so very excited, and Mr. Wilson is absolutely the reason that I'm where I am today with bird watching, and his influence is spreading. I'm getting other people into it, obviously, and hope to keep spreading the influence. So thank you. Our best find was probably, so we had missed the blue grosbeak that we were going to Higbee Beach for specifically, and then we went to the meadows to find a chat that we had scouted there, and we got it. So that was very exciting. And our biggest miss, other than the herons, was the American kestrel sitting on the wire that, as we drove under, turned into a mourning dove. So, thank you again.
Did we miss anybody? No? Okay, couple things. Don't forget, take your red carpet photos just outside there before you go. Get a professionally done photo. Don't forget t-shirts if you want them yet. You can also get photos in front of your scores. But thank you again, everybody, and I'm going to turn it back over to Alex.
Yeah, just 1 minute. I'm going to end where I began by saying thank you all. It's amazing to see you. The emotional, the connected stories that we heard today were fantastic. So proud of everyone and proud to just be part of this community as well. So thank you, and I cannot wait to see you again out there, in here. Be safe on your way home.